Yes, 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 guys. We're back, guys. We are back. Happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays for those that do celebrate the holiday season. First thing first, guys, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to Cal Culture Radio. King Jordan, what's cracking like it? What's cracking like it? What is cracking like it?
Hey man, I feel good, brother. We back at it again. We just killed another year, and we're gonna take over the next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Like I said, New Year's is around the corner. After that, we about to get it in. But other than that, let's spend our last couple of days here. I mean, our last 5 6 days enjoying this. I was enjoying this year. We about to hit it next year. Other than that, let's go. Let's go. Let's get it.
Like always, first thing first, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, click all, because you never know when you might catch us going live. Shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch, Rumble, X, TikTok, Bingo Live. We thank you guys so very much for tuning in each and every time we go live. Bro, you already know what time it is. It is Freestyle Friday. Freestyle Friday for you guys that are new, meaning that we're gonna freestyle it. We're gonna talk about anything and everything, plus the stuff that y'all guys probably missed during the week. First thing first, Jordan, what's happening when it comes to the aspect in Atlanta and Atlanta churches pretty much erasing medical deaths for families.
Yeah, man, let's get into it. So, I hope people that out of the 111 families were supported because had a good Christmas because one of the Atlanta churches erased 1.5 million dollars in medical debt for 1,100 families, which is that sounds like a big blessing, big blessing. So we do have a clip for us. So go ahead and play the clip, and after that, we will chop it up after this.
$1 million in medical debt for those in need. This comes as you might realize Affordable Care Act subsidies are going to expire at the end of the year. So Spirit and Truth Church says its congregation altogether is going to provide $1 million to help those who need it. They actually announced this yesterday during their church services. And after that announcement, the church continued by giving 400 toys to kids. So Spirit and Truth Church is actually one of Atlanta's fastest growing churches, in case you don't know, adding more than 2,000 members in less than 3 years. And so let's listen to a little bit about what Pastor Mark Moore had to say about this decision to pay off medical debt.
Breaking for us, trying to be relevant to the need and to what the moment requires. We've noticed, of course, the recent changes in healthcare, and we made a decision to do something about it. We don't want to just be a church in the heart of the city. We want to really have the city in our heart.
An Atlanta church is actually
So yeah, man, that was major. As we hear, like I said, that crosses continue to grow and they continue to do major things of helping out a lot of families. So other than that, Ronnie, man, what's your take on this, man?
No, the whole aspect of eliminating medical debt for like 1,100 families across Atlanta or metropolitan Atlanta area. To me, that's great. This is what the church was actually made for back in the early 1940s. They used to go around and help, especially black family that was in need, that was not able to pretty much take care of themselves. And this is what I love about certain churches that actually going out there using the church refund and to give back to the community. To me, I don't mind them asking for um like 100K or 10K during the tithes and offering time, because look, they're giving back to family that's actually in need, and this is what the church pretty much is here for. It's to help family that are in need. So shout out to that church, and I hope other churches will take on the same concept that they're doing. Even though I know there are other churches that are doing it, but I want them to pretty much show more of this to give the church more of a positive light. Go ahead, I can't.
So I like this. This is a start, and I can't wait for this to grow to something bigger. And let me tell you why. Churches bring in billions of dollars in no tax money, billions of dollars. This right here would help. A fraction of that money can go a long way because there's a church in every black neighborhood in the United States. That church in Atlanta, we need to give them a grade A, because they're using their resources that the community is donating. We all got mothers. We all had grandmothers. We all got aunties. How many times we done been to church and our grandmothers and our mothers make sure 10% of their money go into that offering plate? Let's not forget our consuelas too. Let's not forget our sisters. I used to go to a Nicaraguan church here in Miami, and those little grandmothers there too, they was giving up their money too. So I'm saying this is a start in the right direction, because churches has been getting hit lately with the baby formula scandal, showing that they're not helping, only the Muslims helped. But that brother in Atlanta, standing ovation.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And since and I'm glad that this church, went viral, because if I'm other churches in the Black community in Atlanta or other states and everything, I'll definitely be looking at them and go to their church and see what they're doing. And mind you, the lady said, the church is growing rapidly and everything. So if there's churches growing rapidly as they are, they keep doing it and everything, they can continue to do more great things and everything. So if I'm other pastors, I'll definitely see what they got in their book, and see how they're getting more people to go to their church, and see how they're setting an example of helping a lot of families because of medical debt. Because there's there's a lot of families that probably don't have insurance, or they can't afford insurance, and they're stuck with a big old medical debt and everything. And this helps a lot and tons and everything. So you're right, Hakeem. This is definitely a start, and hopefully the church can continue to grow, continue to do great things, and hopefully, and hopefully next year or 2 years, so it might be one of the staple churches in Atlanta. So shout out to that church.
I want to give one interesting fact and we can move on. It says, while there's no single number for all church reviews, the U.S. religious sector is a massive $1.2 trillion economy, which congregates spending billions annually in operations and audits, suggest the church audit costs widely from $3,000 for small churches up to $25,000 for large churches.
But we already know one of the biggest churches in the world is Catholicism. I believe so. The Catholic Church. They are the
Catholicism,
biggest.
the Catholic Church.
Yeah, they are the biggest in the world. So they don't want to pretty much. I don't know. Do they break it down by pretty much what sector in the church world? Because there's Methodist, Baptist, Pentecostal. Does it say, or no? Just say the church in a whole?
It doesn't go by sector. It just go by small, medium churches and large sector. But it doesn't tell me which denomination makes. But it says overall yearly is $84 billion on local goods, services, and staffs.
So that was that they have the money and the resources to take care of. That's really good, man. I love it. That was that we need to see more of this from the Black churches. And this right here, I don't care if they ask for $1,000 in tithes and offering, because look, they're giving back to the community. That's all that matters. Shout out to the lovely and beautiful Evelyn Perez that's in the building. She waved her hand and said, hello, everyone. Hello to you, too. Hopefully your holiday went well. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time, like always. Shout out to everybody that's watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, X, TikTok, Bingo Live. Thank you guys so very much each and every time we go live. Yes, follow me and I'll follow you back. That is correct. I'm talking about the people that are right now watching us on Bingo Live. We got close to 70 people right now watching us on there. Moving along to hip hop. Hip hop. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of hip hop news?
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about NLE Chopper. So apparently NLE Chopper got into an altercation with a rapper OG 33 and NBA Big Ten. We have NLE Chopper explain the situation, what happened, and also we have from the other side OG 33, which responded NLE about this altercation that happened once they met each other. So we do have a clip for both of them. So go ahead and play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
Everything I love, bro. What type of gangster pull up on a man, say they gonna do something to a man, and pull out their phone on everything I love, bro? Baby ARP in hand, man. I just asked these folks, what you wanna do? Why y'all keep staring at me? I'm sitting here writing a drive, parking lot. Right there, tell them niggas what they want to do. Man, them niggas shaking, man. 3, you shaking. Ben, shaking. Y'all niggas ain't do shit, man. Listen, then right after that, I hop in the car. I'm like, man, what y'all want to do? Y'all don't want to do nothing. Nigga pull off in the whip. Now niggas want to pull their phone out, man. I had 2 niggas on the front line that would have laid y'all down. Come on, man. If you gonna post something, post that, bro. Listen, bro, go pull the surveillance camera footage up. I was just standing there, wide in the middle, butt booty naked, flat foot in the motherfucking parking lot. You niggas ain't do shit to me, bro. I drove off. I was hanging out the window with that, yeah, screaming, do something. What happened then? You pulled out. Cub, what happened, Mike?
Shit, nothing.
What happened?
Nothing. Them niggas was nothing. Time out.
What they do?
Nothing. They filmed. They filmed.
What they do?
Hey.
What the? Time out. Did I not have ARP in my hand? Was I not flat foot, butt booty naked? Did I not walk to the car and go grab my shit, then ask them what they want to do?
On my life.
On everything, didn't it?
On everything out on my kids.
Nigga, on my kids too. Man, listen. All 3 of my kids can drop right now if I did not just ask
They
them.
had a gun and scared to touch
They didn't, bro, come on. Y'all always thinking I'm the one that's the hoe, man. Come on. Cub, wait.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Oh, there's another clip too. I mean, another clip from OG's 33. He had the response from that. It should be right above. Or should be okay.
Don't do no type of police action. Don't get on him talking my name or nothing with nothing, nigga. And for 2, hey, you seen them undercover cowboy ass hats them niggas had on. The nigga pull up like he a fucking old Western sitting in the middle of a parking lot. But nigga with a, man, come on, man. You on all these cameras doing all this with the police, and then you wait till you pull out a little baby toy and say, it could go down. It could go down. Hey, bro. Man, nigga know you a bitch, man. Hey, I don't even gotta do that. Hey, man, just don't say 3 names and nothing, baby. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing, fam. For one.
Man, OG's he's straight from Louisiana. But yeah, NLE Chopper, he sees that he's getting beef with a couple people, and also, also getting that Indian young boy as well. So other than that, Ronnie, man, what's your take on this?
I think that them 2 beefing with each other. I think it's childish, and people don't understand how some of this beef don't make absolutely no sense. At some point, these rappers got to grow up because they're trying to be street dudes. You saw what happened with Tory Lanez trying to be a street dude, and they end up going to the penitentiary. Now they praying and begging to come out. Some of these guys don't understand how this life really truly is. They do stuff for cap online. We know this already. Everything. I don't believe nothing some of these rappers say or do or actually be about, because at the end of the day, like who said the best? Charleston White or 21 Savage, like most of these dudes are faking. And Tekashi 6ix9ine said the same thing. Most of these dudes are faking. They're only doing it for the gram. So Hakeem, I really want to know your thoughts when it comes to aspect of these hooligans doing what they do best, capping online.
So these guys are actually fathers, and I think the OG is actually maybe a granddaddy.
Yeah, and not only that, but he also got another kid on the way.
Another kid on the way. So you talking about actual fathers who still beefing like they 17.
Yep.
There's a word called arrested development. They mentally haven't grown yet. I don't care how much you claim you a street guy, there's certain levels you got to elevate it. Also, too, NLE Chopper is a millionaire. Why are millionaires trying to engage in street beefs? Does not make sense. If I had this kind of money, everybody would have got knocked off. And I would have been in the bed waiting till the feds come. But other than that, go take care of your kids, fellas. Please.
Yeah, absolutely, Hakeem. But when like NLE Chopper, he's young, he's putting his music out there, at his age, he has, kind of have an ego as all young rappers do, where they when they make it into the top, and also trying to continue being in the rap game and everything. So for most rapper like him, it takes some time to really be more mature and say, hey, not mess with it and everything. But we see this rap from rap for a long time. From all back to the '90s. So this is not surprising to me, but I know NLE Chopper. I see that he's changing in the web. I've seen his music and everything. I just want to make sure that he's okay and everything, because a lot of people has been getting on him. Getting on him from his last music video and everything, calling him gay and all that type of thing. So, but other than that, this is like really nothing and everything. When the altercations come, the first thing you're gonna do is hit that live button and go straight online. Be on X, Instagram, whatever. You want to get it out there so you get the views and everything. So I get all that and everything. But to me, I don't think this is gonna go to the next level. It's probably gonna stay like that. It's probably gonna stay how it is and everything. But unless they start dissing each other on songs and everything. But other than that, I don't think it's gonna go too far.
To maybe diss each other, especially with rappers, put it in the record. I think that's what people want to see. All that street stuff, everybody knows it's fake. It's not real. None of
Correct.
these guys about nothing. Shout out to Chocolate Earth Foundation that's in the building. Hey, Chocolate Earth, happy holidays. I hope everything's going well.
Who's that, Chocolate Earth?
Shout out to the legendary Eater Man that's also in the building. Eater Man, what's good, big dog? Great to see you. Great to see you. Great to see 70 people right now watching us on Bingo Live. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on YouTube, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, X, TikTok, Bingo Live, you name it. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in, especially on this Freestyle Friday. Moving along to sports. Everybody know yesterday was Christmas Day. A lot of stuff was happening on Christmas Day, especially when it comes to aspect of sports. So, Jordan, what's going on when it comes to sports news, big dog?
Yeah, a lot of course, Christmas is he had a lot of NBA games and also NFL games, but mainly we're gonna talk about the NBA when it comes to OKC and the Spurs. So that was the top of the prime time game. But the thing is, even though OKC started with a very started out hot and everything, they keep getting beat by the Spurs. This is the Spurs third time being OKC. And it looks like Spurs have an OKC number. And, I think they play it one more time next year. And if so, if this might be two of these teams might be clashing into the playoffs, most likely into the Western Conference Finals, if OKC sustain at one spot and also the Spurs sustain two spot. So we do have a clip from Jalen Williams and also Shai Gilgeous-Alexander talk about the loss, about how they lost for the third straight triumph on them. And after that, we'll chop it up.
Just kind of talk about what it is that San Antonio does so well that kind of takes you guys out of your game.
There's this guy on their team that's 7'5" and takes up a lot of space on the court. So that's that defensively.
Yeah, Dub. Just
you don't lose to a team 3 times in a row in a short span without them being better than you. So we have to get better. We have to look in the mirror, and that's everybody, from top to bottom, if we want to reach our ultimate goal.
Yeah, and the thing is, fellas, the Spurs won all their 3 games, and Wemby, he hasn't really gone off on them yet. They have their other stars have been really fake, really doing their thing. And Wemby has really haven't gone off on them yet because of the last 2 times that the Spurs played at OKC. Wemby was on the bench because they tried to get him because he was hurt, and they tried to get him take it one game and try to put him back in the starting role so he could produce and everything. But right now, this looks like the Spurs are the team that has the Thunder's number right now. And this continues to the playoffs, you might see an upset. But other than that, Ronnie, man, what's your take with the Spurs having the Thunder's number when it comes in the West?
The whole aspect of the Spurs, they understand they know how to defend the Thunders. That's the key component. Yeah, the Thunder have fast people, but like Shea and the others. But at the same time, when you got a team to understand the movement and the how to do great matchup, it's gonna put you into trouble. And that's what's happened with the Spurs and the Thunders, because the Thunders thought they was gonna go over there and dominate the Spurs have their number due to the aspect of they understand the matchup. They knew Lee Wemby in the middle is going to be hard for them to drive because he's going to block your shot. Yeah, like you said, Busy out. Remember, he's a 7'5" player, so it's kind of hard to drive in the basket when you got a 7'5" player right there in the middle. So Wimby understands the game. The whole Spurs organization understands the game because they've been there before. Even though Coach Pop is not there anymore, but that's still energy of Coach Pop being there. They understand how to take control especially when it comes to aspect of dominant team. Shout out to the Spurs, and I can't wait to the playoffs actually start to see how they really do during the playoff. Would they be able to be a strong deep threat? Go ahead, I can't.
Yeah, man. You want to know something? Like, I would have thought that they would have been applying pressure after they just came off a high. They just won the championship. You feel me? And you would think that that same energy intense, but this is the same replay I've seen from many teams. A lot of these guys get lazy because they feel like they don't have to do much anymore. No, brother. There's people out there hunting for your spot and who has twice as hungry from you. And this is the same thing happened with Kansas City. They're going through the same issue too. 3 times champion, they feel like they didn't have to do nothing. The Alexander dude, you know what I mean? Factually, I actually watched the game. I didn't feel like he performed like he usually performed. He would be going all out. You know what I mean? So this we'll just see what happens. Like, who knows? The Spurs might be the new champion this year.
Yeah, Ken, you made a good point because we haven't seen since the Golden State Warriors of a team won back-to-back championships, and OKC is trying to do that. Like I said, I still think OKC they're still a great team. They're still going to be like the number 1 seed. The Spurs are just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. They got very good young players. They got Wemby. Who is an alien. That's his nickname and everything. And the Spurs is going to get better and better and everything. So it's to me, if I'm like the Lakers or Houston or Denver, I want to see what type of defense they're playing against the OKC and see what the Spurs do. The Spurs are doing. They could probably put in what they have and everything because the Spurs keep doing. If the Spurs ever because if the Spurs ever see OKC in the playoffs, it's going to be a very, very bad matchup for OKC. And if that's the case, Spurs can really upset OKC. So, like I said, Spurs got to play the OKC one more time next year, and see, the 4th time the charm, they could beat them and everything. They could find it because the Spurs being the 4th time in the season, and they're playing against the playoffs, I could definitely see an upset. So, shout out to the Spurs, very, very young team, and hey, they on the rise. They definitely on the rise.
Go ahead, Jordan. BJ, I'll ask you a question, Jordan. Go ahead. Victor.
He said, Victor Oladipo is in the G League. You think he could get an NBA roster spot? Ooh, if somebody gets hurt, I can definitely see it. But Victor has been declining the last couple of years and everything. It was injuries. It's really injuries that really declined his play and everything. So maybe, but Victor, he's just been injured. He hasn't had that same burst of energy and also being healthy like he was. So Victor, he probably can, but I kind of doubt it. But good question on that, man.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across each platform. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on the Freestyle Friday. Go ahead, Akeem. You was going to say something? Oh, no. Oh, no.
I wasn't going to say nothing.
Oh, I thought you was. Moving on to money. Money makes the world go round. Money makes our pockets fat. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of financial news, big dog?
Let's get into it. So 2026, like I said, is around the corner, and and people, people. One of the people that we like to do is travel. So we definitely gonna get into the aspect of when it comes to affordability and luxury style, when it comes to traveling, and when it comes to 2026. And it says while 52 million Americans plan to fly the remainder of 2025, and will we see an increase or decrease or kind of the same when it comes to affordability, when it comes to flying travel in 2026? So we do have a clip on it. So go ahead and play the first 3 minutes of it. And after that, we'll chop it up.
A record 52.6 million Americans are set to travel by plane over the course of the rest of 2025, an increase of about 1% from a year earlier. But according to my next guest, the affordability crisis could start weighing on the travel economy going into next year. We're joined now by Katie Nastro, going travel expert. Katie, thanks for being here. So we've been talking a lot about the K-shaped economy, the affordability crisis. Are we starting to see that show up at all in how people are traveling, the choices they're making?
Yeah, look, affordability is becoming really the question in the story of travel. You know, as the market is splitting into high-income travelers continuing to travel and look towards more premium experiences, and then lower-income travelers really being selective. You know, we're actually seeing a pullback in terms of the amount of anticipated trips that the average traveler is looking to take in 2026, specifically internationally, and that's the first time since 2023. You know, premium cabins are booming. Just premium investment by airlines are really booming, while the average traveler is feeling a little bit squeezed. You know, economic uncertainty is one of the three most or highest data points that we found over at Going. That is why we're seeing sort of that potential pullback for 2026. But what is really interesting here is when you isolate airfare only, you know, looking at inflation-adjusted airfare over 2025, June was the second cheapest month ever recorded. You know, at the basic level, base airfares are some of the most affordable that it's ever been in sort of the history of flying. And so, you know, even with this K-shaped economy where airlines are definitely heavily investing in that premium traveler, you know, it is still affordable for that average traveler to go out and explore the world.
But are a lot of people, you know, opting for, say, road trips, for example, instead of taking those flights?
Yeah, and, you know, and we definitely have seen an uptick in, or a moderate uptick, I should say, in road travel across 2025. You know, looking specifically at Thanksgiving, which is an interesting time period because coming off of that government shutdown, that lengthy government shutdown, that really had a ripple effect across air travel. There was a little bit of shyness in terms of looking to fly during that time period in the worry that there was ripple effects even still. But, you know, those, when you're looking at holidays specifically, Thanksgiving, the winter holidays, those are driving holidays. You know, majority of travelers are going to be driving during these time periods, which I think people tend to forget because air travel is so much more accessible and fares have come down and more people year after year after year do travel by plane. So, you know, majority of 2025 has been a mix, and there certainly has been a portion of people that have opted to take road trips versus flying because of economic uncertainty and because they want to look towards a more quote unquote affordable trip and an easier trip. And, you know, gas prices, some of the lowest they've been in years, which can definitely play a factor in your overall travel costs.
Yeah, so there you have it. You know, there you have a little spot when it comes to 2026, when it comes to traveling. People will continue to use will fly on airplanes of how the K-shaped economy is, and we're gonna get into it. So go on, Ronnie, man. What's your take?
Um, People are traveling, starting to travel more than before due to the fact that during the government shutdown, a lot of people wasn't traveling because of how things was going when it came to aspect of flying because the TSA was not working and other stuff was arising, especially in major areas. But now since everything's starting to get back to normal again, people are starting to take the advantage and start traveling again. But I always tell people to travel is going to cost. It's very, very expensive to travel. You have to have a certain lifestyle to be able to travel like that, especially around this holiday season, because a plane ticket right now is going to run you close to like $500, depending on where you go. So a lot of people are not flying like they used to. They're pretty much doing road trips, which I love too. I love road trips. Cause road trips give you an opportunity to spend bond with your family, tell stories, you know, listen to music, and do what you do best. You just stop by different rest stops, get something to eat, and stuff like that. Is something that you won't be able to do while you on the plane. But at the end of the day, it's good to see that Americans are starting to travel again, and people fail to realize by traveling do boost up the economy back up to where it used to be. Go ahead, I can.
So, for a lot of people who don't know, I got an associate's in travel and tourism management. That's what my associate. So I study travel daily. I've traveled extensively, and y'all brothers are right. So, one thing I do want to focus is the main reason why airfare travel from the base level got affordable is because of COVID. When the airlines lost millions of dollars when people wasn't traveling those 2 years. There was flights you could have got for $69. One way, $100 round trip. So that carried over after COVID. And then we also not forget Frontier, Spirit, and these budget airlines kind of spearheaded the way for budget travel as well. We're now noticing other airlines are now bringing down their prices for travel, but now charging you to check your bag. I've never heard this in the history of life. American Airlines is charging you for a check bag, but this at the base level. And the price is affordable, it's $35. But for the premium seat, you still get 2 free check bags in. So now we're noticing that you can affordably travel now. If you want to go to Puerto Rico, Guam, St. Thomas, or any of these islands, it's very, very affordable, especially you're going to U.S. destination. Followed in by domestic travel is, you're right, road trips have gone up. It stimulates the economy. You hit in these small towns, hitting these diners, you feed. But let's not all forget, Greyhound has got affordable, which had got bought and out by a German company, and Amtrak has a resurgence where you can go see tons of video of taking Amtraks to fly to go all over the place, and that's even the prices of that is coming down. So there's many ways to travel.
Yeah, absolutely, it's there are some airlines might be expensive, especially if you're a big person, because it's starting. I think it's starting next month. Star Airlines is introducing a policy. I think Star Airlines will introducing a policy. If you're a bigger person, you're gonna have to get charged. You're gonna have to pay for 2 seats and everything. So it might be expensive for people that's overweight and everything. But yeah, how can you have a great point? When it comes to like traveling through airlines, it's always people, when it comes to COVID and everything, it took a hit, and people still going to continue to travel, especially as Americans. A lot of Americans, they think they could travel, outside of U.S. Experience the Middle East, or go to Japan, or travel a lot of things as well, and all that type of things. But me, that's cool and everything, but I feel like some people, they can't they can't afford it, but they gonna do it anyway, and that's how that kind of hurts them in the short term and the long run and everything. So, for me, when it comes to travel and everything, I'm with Ronnie. If you need to travel, we do road trips and everything. Travel to your state, the state you live in. Travel to your state. I'm from Michigan. There's some stuff I did get to see that Michigan. I would love to if I ever go back and travel, because Michigan has the Upper Peninsula and Lower Peninsula and Upper Peninsula has a lot of great things and everything. Also, me living in California, that's a lot of great things I want to see. And instead of kind of flying out to other states, really kind of save money just to drive around California, not of areas I'm very, very close to, and really check out doing sightseeing and everything. That's what I really want to do in the next couple of years and everything. But yeah, when it comes to 2026, people will continue to go travel. As they did 2025, maybe there might be a little bit uptick and everything. And if people can afford to do it or not, or really can't afford to do it, they're gonna do it anyways, because how the economy is, job, being stressed. People want to get out. They want to go somewhere where it's peaceful, relaxing, and get their mind off of it. If they gotta pay for it, they're gonna do it. So that's how I see it. 2026 gonna come.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Kid, and also Twitch. Make sure you follow. So very important for you guys to follow us so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also X, TikTok, Bingo Live. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in, especially on this Freestyle Friday. Don't forget to hit that love button on the screen. Tap your screen, hit that love button, and show us that you got some love for Chaos Culture Radio. We got a lot of things to talk about, especially while we about to head over to the holiday of the weekend, because New Year's about to start next year. And before the years are, there's always something going on, especially when it comes to aspect of this TikTok star Tea Time. Jordan, what's going on with her being charged with reckless homicide? Go right ahead.
Yeah, so TikTok star T Time was charged with a reckless homicide after allegedly fatally hitting a man while driving while she was doing a live stream, which is I don't know why the streamers do that type of stuff. Stream while they drive. I do not get it, but so he has been charged. So we do have a clip. So go ahead and play the clip, the first two slides, and after that, we'll chop it up.
More about a crash that killed a pedestrian in Zion. Tynesha McCarty Roten is now facing charges, including reckless homicide for the November incident. Police say it happened at Sheridan Road and 33rd Street. McCarty was allegedly live streaming herself on TikTok when it happened. Investigators say McCarty stayed at the scene and called 911. The victim was identified as 59-year-old Darren Lucas.
That's how y'all need to be with y'all.
We are
friends.
learning
Y'all
more
ain't-
about a crash that
Somebody
killed a
tried to say,
pedestrian
like,
in Zion.
I don't know,
Tynesha
it was
McCarty
weird, like,
Roten is now facing charges, including reckless homicide for the November incident. Police say it happened at Sheridan Road and 33rd Street. McCarty was allegedly live streaming herself on TikTok when it happened. Investigators say McCarty stayed at the scene and called 911.
That's
The
how
victim
y'all
was identified as 59-year-old.
So yeah, so here's another story. Well, not another story, but here's another TikToker who be streaming, live on TikTok, and for her, the worst situation, she hit a person, and very very sad to hear, but reckless for her. But other than that, Ronnie man, what's your take on it?
I don't understand these TikTokers. I understand you go live streaming because the whole point is to show people your everyday life. However, when you're driving, you should not be live streaming because your mind is gonna be focusing on the chat. You're gonna be distracted, so you're not gonna be focusing on the road. Here's an incident when it's a beautiful black woman pretty much got herself into a serious. She got herself into some serious pickle, and not only that, but there are also some live or some app like Bingo Live. You're not allowed to drive streaming while you're in your car. They won't let you do it. You're not be able to go live. Other places, other platform too as well, because they know the dangers of it. Your mind's supposed to be focused on the road. Wait till you get to your destination, then go live streaming. Now look, she's gonna face charges, but pretty much unaliving the man, and like that. But you're gonna get your 8-year-old pretty much taken away because the 8-year-old was in the car. You don't want to be in that predicament. So the whole point, you get away from it. But we know live streaming can be very, very addictive. Sometimes it's hard for me to come out of it. Go ahead, Akeem. But this is a sad story.
Very, very sad story, but also say that it's not that serious. You could have waited.
Right.
You could have waited, got home and do that. You know what I'm trying to say? And I know if it's your job, there's a time and place to do it, or just get you a driver. You know what I mean? If you can afford to have somebody drive you around. So this man has lost his life. I pray for him and his family. And TikTok is getting stricter on these things. They're now having AI to detect if you're driving. It's just best to just not drive.
Yeah, absolutely. We look at these big streamers and everything where they do live in cars, they're in the back seat, and while somebody else is driving. As simple as that. You should never be driving while you do a live stream. It's like that's worse than texting while you driving and everything. Because I know here in California they made it a law. If a cops ever see you looking at not just text but looking at your phone, you're gonna get a ticket. California has been strict on that. And so I feel like not just TikTok, but Twitch, Instagram, they will continue to be stricter when it comes to if you are driving a car and feel like it, they go you can't go on the live period or anything like that. So hopefully streamers that watch it, they can learn from this, and hey, it's not that serious. If you're gonna stream in the car, make sure somebody's driving the car and you could live stream. But doing this, this is very, very reckless on her. And then she still get serious. She still get through the time what she doing because that's just reckless for her.
Like always, like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, click all code. We do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And guys, so very important. Do not live stream while you in the car. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna put yourself into harm's way. You saw what happened to this lovely lady. pretty much put herself into a serious pickle, and it's gonna be hard for her to prove that in court because she actually recorded herself while doing it, while the incident occurred. Main topic on today's show. So Trump said the U.S. launched a strike on its terrorists in Nigeria. Go ahead, Jordan. What's going on with that one?
Yeah, so this happening during Christmas. So Trump, he posted on his tweet on X that he has launched a strike on ISIS territories up in northern Nigeria. So apparently, the ISIS was shooting and killing Christians up there in northern Nigeria, and this been going on for a while. And Trump, said that he had enough, and he launched an attack against this ISIS territory up in northern Nigeria. So we do have a clip on it. So go ahead and play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
On Christmas night, U.S. officials releasing video of a strike on ISIS terrorists in Nigeria. U.S. Africa Command confirms the strikes were carried out in coordination with Nigerian authorities. President Trump in a social media post claimed ISIS terrorists have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years. Adding, the Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes as only the United States is capable of doing. ABC's Selena Wang is traveling with the president in Florida.
The Pentagon says multiple ISIS terrorists were killed and that it worked with the Nigerian government to carry out this operation. It comes just weeks after Trump ordered the Pentagon to prepare for possible military action if Nigeria didn't do more to stop violence against Christians.
I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians.
Now, Nigeria's president doesn't deny the violence, but says previous claims that Nigeria is religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality. Independent experts say extremist groups have targeted both Muslims and Christians in Nigeria, killing tens of thousands of civilians in recent years.
The Christmas strike in Nigeria comes after separate crackdowns on ISIS militants elsewhere in recent days. U.S. forces hitting ISIS targets in Syria after an attack killed 3 Americans. And authorities in Turkey arresting more than 100 suspected ISIS members allegedly plotting Christmas and New Year's attacks in Turkey and Europe.
As for this latest strike against ISIS, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said he's grateful for Nigeria's cooperation.
So yeah, so this was like I say, this was attack on the northern part of Nigeria, the very very northern part of it, where the territories was strike down. So after this, hearing this that Trump has launched attacks against ISIS of that territories. What's your take on this, Roddy?
See, here's the problem when you strike missile, especially against Nigeria territory. Now I understand that the United States are doing a good thing to pretty much eliminate all the ISIS threat against the Christian and also against the Muslim community over there in that area. But when you strike missile, remember the missile could go anywhere, even though they got a target. So when the missile hit, it can hurt every small villages within that area in Nigeria. So that's the only thing people are concerned about, because yes, ISIS was unaliving a lot of Christians and a lot of Muslim, but however, that missile is going to do more harm than good. But this is my thing. When it comes to things like that, it comes with the losses. If you want to be free, they're gonna do what they can. The capability of making people be able to be free to have freedom of religion. But at the same time, other people are gonna get harmed during the process. So if I'm with United States striking ISIS, of course, because ISIS are doing harm, then good, especially in the nation of Nigeria. Black people that's over there, and they've been suffering for a long time under the hands of ISIS. And now also ISIS trying to do other things in other nations like Turkey, which is crazy. So my thing is, if the United States is able to stop the threat, go right ahead and do it. See, Hakeem, this is one of the reasons why they're doing a new battleship. That's one of the reasons they're ready to attack. Well, go ahead, Hakeem, your thoughts.
So I want to pose a logical question. Why does this even matter? Why they're protecting Christians when Nigerians are on the ban list to even come here? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it do make sense because this is remember, the United States is a Christian, it's a Christian nation.
It's a Christian nation, but so Christian Nigerians are on the ban list. They're not able to come here. Haiti's a Christian country. It's on the ban list. In my opinion, it's hypocrisy. You involve yourself in business that it does not need to do nothing with us. We are Americans. I'm glad that. But I don't think you poking your nose in a country where you got them banned from coming here. You have them banned from getting citizenship, banned from getting student visas, banned from doing this. But you say, I'm going to help them out and go involve myself in their problems. So let's logically think on that. So I see no reason to waste tax dollars to go involve ourselves when we have no agreement to do anything for them unless we're doing double dutching. We're getting stuff from them and say, hey, you can't come here. I'll land right there.
And that's the thing, Hakeem. That's what I was really thinking about and everything. Like, we know the situation when it comes to Israel. We know the situation when it comes to, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, when it comes to Venezuela and everything. This situation, when I heard about this, I'm like, oh, why would they do that and everything because of Christians? But to me, I think there's something deeper going on, especially in that area and everything. Why would they attack that specifically that type of area, which it borders another country and everything? So eventually something might come out and everything, something something will come out and everything, but hopefully this will be the last attack that goes around this area. But I will definitely, we be doing some more details about it, because how can you 100% right? They're bad to come here. So like, if you're attacking that area, that means there's something in the area that you probably want that you know about and everything. That's just me. But other than that, I'll definitely do some more information about that, because I really want to know, the reason, and specifically in that area why he's attacking there.
Because we already know at the end of the day, everything is resources. There's something in our area saying that they probably have
Exactly
there. You can say it, but at the same time, the whole situation with ISIS, they make it seem like it's a threat. So I'm like, okay, if it's a threat, eliminate the threat. Because remember, the United States have been battling ISIS for how many years now? Since Obama administration days, and it's still ongoing. Get rid of the threat, and then we'll move forward from there. Moving along to other trending news, Jordan. What's going on with what's the update with Tyler Chaser?
Yeah, so one of his old cast members try to help him out, get a room, getting him a room and everything, so they could jump into, get into rehab. Well, unfortunately that night, he kind of destroyed the room. And with that, but I found out from TMZ that he is, went to the hospital, and he has checked into rehab. So we do have a clip from one of his castmates, Daniel Curtis Lee, who was trying to help him out. And after that, we'll chop it up.
Happy holidays, everyone. I hope you're somewhere nice and warm with your families. Unfortunately, Tyler Chase is not. And this is the case for millions of other Americans. All right, the hotel situation. We got Tyler shelter. Hooray. Everyone's happy. Tyler's happy. Not the case, guys. We got him into the hotel, and just that night, I receive a call from management. They're upset. The door is left open. Why is there a microwave in the tub? The refrigerator's turned over. I just feel so devastated. I'm at a loss. And his family told me that they had tried the hotel thing before and it didn't work. And of course, Dan, why did you assume that you were going to be able to, just fix this situation? I don't even think we should be at. Happy holidays, everyone. At this point, guys, 3 nights ago, when we tried to get him to the hospital, the authorities should have. I don't understand how a system could be in place, right? We have all these social systems where help should be provided for these people facing mental health issues, drug abuse issues, right? Taxpayers vote on this stuff all the time. 5150 exists. A third party should be able to get someone into treatment, get them a psychological evaluation to figure out what is going on and allow them to detox. I'm just crushed that these systems are not working effectively. They're not quality systems. LA, we got to do better. Well, Riverside County at this point, and California, there's the CARE Act. Let's make sure that it is functioning. There's no reason that his family should not be able to get him help. I'm really feeling devastated at this point stated here. I do want to send a thank you to people that have been supporting, the people on the ground. Blaze Pizza has given Tyler free pizzas until the 31st. Now I gotta say, guys, do not just take the plug and abandon my boy. The 31st, all right, that's coming up soon, right? He'll be out of food soon. Please stay with him. Provide him a safe haven there at that facility. He loves your pizza. Guys, I think that it is time to put in a call for 5150, but I also need insight from you all. Do you think that's fair to have a third party call and get someone entry into a facility when you know they need the treatment and they're gravely mentally disabled? We have to do something before it's too late, stated here, for Tyler. We have to do something, guys. And I just want a little insight. Anyone who has battled with drug addiction in the past and anyone who's battled with mental health problems, what would your perspective be? Or if you've actually experienced 5150, in a way that was helpful or not, let me know, because I think that's the call that needs to happen. All right.
Yeah, so like I said, so according to Tennessee, he's been treated in the hospital before entering rehab, so that's a good thing. But what Daniel was saying now, becomes of people who have these certain issues and everything, there's sometimes in certain states or cities, they'll get checked, go to the get to a hospital or check them to the facility and everything like that. So with that being said, Ronnie, man, what's your take on this?
When it comes to aspect of Daniel Curtis Lee, I think he's doing a great gesture, a great cause for his brother. Because remember, they grew up together, especially when it came to Ned Declassifier on Nickelodeon. Them two was like the main character of the show. I used to love it. I used to watch that show, especially as a teenager, and see them all the time. And for me, I always wonder what made them guys distance themselves. How come they didn't stay in touch until now? But I'm glad, I'm grateful for this viral clip that happened with Tyler, because then you have people like him that's able to see, wow, this is going on. Let's try to see if we can help this brother. Let's get him into some form of treatment. Like Jordan stated, this actually, bro, they was able to put him into a home and also into rehab to hopefully he can get clean and to face his demon. But sometimes it's hard for a family member, because people always wonder, how come the family member didn't step in? Who knows? The family member probably did step in, but it was just hard because you cannot force somebody to take treatment if they don't want to take it. That's one thing people fail to realize. You cannot force somebody to do something they don't want to do. So, but shout out to Daniel. I think he's doing a great gesture, and I hope Tyler really gets the help he needs. And from there, he goes around and speak about the stuff he was dealing with, so people gonna get the clarity. Because that guy at one point was the hottest thing on Nickelodeon. Go ahead, Akeem.
What did I say in the last segment when we talked about this?
Mm-hmm.
I said his family is there. They wanted to help him. They got a place to stay. But the man really need to be vacoracted. He need to be put up, detox, get that toxin out of his system. You know what I mean? Hold him down a little bit. Sometimes you gotta help people. You gotta might put your hands on somebody to help him than himself. It's sad, man, but come on, man. Let's get serious. So it's the same thing I'm saying. Like, oh, they tried. You know what I mean? When his family said we tried. So now it's just time to like vacoractor.
Yeah, absolutely. And for that, for most people like him, that was very necessary that he had to do. And unfortunately, he's got clean and entered rehab and everything. So, yeah, it's just real simple. Hopefully he gets the health he needs, detox, what Hakeem was saying, and then hopefully the next 3 to 6 over a year now, he could be a new man, new brother, and everything. We could definitely see him, be on a podcast with the old castmates that he used to be on and everything. So, we really want to see nobody that go through this, getting into stuff, get into things like that, because I believe, after 10 years ago, 10 years ago, that's when he kind of stepped out the Hollywood side and everything. And that's where everything went down with him and everything. But, we like to see this man be turned around and hopefully see great things, that he'll be clean and, hopefully, like I say, he'll, think of do something that's right for him.
Other trending news, Jordan, what's going on with Aiden Ross responding to streamers about mental health, pretty much the mental health crisis that's going on within the streamers?
Yeah, so basically, almost 2 weeks ago, Constant explained about, about him battling with mental health and everything, Now he's doing better, and Ada Ross, kind of had a response to that about, streamers that's going, it's open about mental health. Let's go ahead and play the clip, and after that, we chop it up.
I see a bunch of mental health shit going around, bro. We're streamers, bro. Like, we're blessed. We don't gotta wake up at 9 a.m., 8 a.m. to tie our boots and not see our family and not be able to hang out with people whenever we want. We are streamers. Like, there's people in third world countries getting killed that are hungry. Like, we gotta appreciate what we got, bro. It's that simple. I see a bunch of mental health shit going around, bro.
So that was Ada Ross' response when it comes to Constant now. He speak about mental health. So with that being said, Ronnie, what's your take on it?
When it comes to the aspect of mental health, people fail to realize streaming takes a lot of energy, time, and also a lot of mind power just to come up with the right thumbnail, the right title, the right caption, and you already know, and the right information within the description box. So a lot of these streamers, sometimes they forget that they're human and they tend to be robots. They be live streaming for 24 hours, 3 days out of the row, and don't even take a shower, don't even get no rest because they're trying to reach a certain goal. Kai Cenat is a prime example of that, and he spoke about that, how streaming was pretty much consuming him, taking over his life. He didn't even have time for himself, to the point that he didn't even know who he was. Yes, it's good to be grateful and thankful. We know that too, but at the same time, you're still a human being, and you still need to get away from streaming and find out who you are as an individual. Kai Cenat is doing that. He's doing that journey now. Hopefully, High Soul Speed does that as well, and others are high elite streamers who stream for a long period of time. See, us, we don't stream that long. We only stream at least an hour to 30 hour and 30 minutes. But there's some people that do like 24-hour streaming, and that takes a lot of your day, and a lot of your mind, a lot of your energy. So some of these streamers are losing themselves within the process. So to me, I'm way like Ada Ross. Take a relax, detox, and then come back and stuff. You got to give yourself a break. If not, you're gonna burn yourself out. I can't speak about that all the time in the back. You're gonna burn yourself out and continue to work like that. It's just, you're not a robot. You can't do it. Go ahead, Hakeem. Go ahead, Hakeem. Did you freeze? Go ahead. Go ahead. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. You just killed it right there. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna land right there. Ronnie, you slice trees there for me.
Yeah. Streamers, like I said, for a lot of these streamers, when it comes to big streamer, this is their job, this is their careers, and when you get consumed into so much and everything, you kind of take it really takes away your personal life and everything. So to me, it's more about that when it comes to streaming, the money is there. You want to make as much money as you can and everything. It's just also have the personal time for yourself, for your family, and whatever and everything, and really cut that. And I see from Constant now that he's talked about, I know next year, he's probably going to cut down for some streaming and, enjoy his life, travel a little bit more, be with his girlfriend, and just be him and everything. And so I think we're going to see more of that becomes a Constant and everything, because Kai, he's been doing it for the last, 5 years now, working. So with Kai, he achieved everything he wants. You got all the awards, make all the money. And now it's like, he's more like, let me focus on myself, let me detox. Whatever I get back on stream, I get on stream. And that's for every streamers and everything, even though, you want to be big, you want to be dominant, if you got if you got plan to take that time to really focus on yourself and build off your mental health, because this live stream stuff can really burn you out and everything, and it can really could really control yourself, and and it really could take the reality out of it as well. So mental health is very important.
Yeah, mental health is very, very important. Get your mental right before the live stream. It's very, very important. You're not a robot, folks. Don't try to do it. Moving on to the last topic on today's show, especially before we head on to the holiday weekend. Again, New Year's weekend, man. It's about to be lit. Jordan, what's going on with the Murray Show exploring towards the Black community?
So Maury's on the podcast with Nick Cannon with playing spades, and the question was brought up about when it comes to Maury's show, which was very popular. Did the show was exploitive towards the Black community, and he had an answer for that. So go ahead, play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
Hey, I'll tell you this: one of the reasons why I do the show is to make sure, maybe with a child, when a guy's denying the child, and I prove that he's the father, that he will get into the life of that child.
I'm telling you.
You shifted the culture more,
You
dude.
did. That's why you got into paternity.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And everybody would, all the critics would say, "Oh, I'm exploiting this, and I'm doing." I said, "Hell no, I'm not." Everybody knows if you have two parents, kids got a better chance.
What would happen when the daddy wasn't the daddy? What happens
When he
after
wasn't?
that? Yeah, when he's not the father.
The woman would run out, collapse
crying.
on the
I
couch.
remember that. Yes.
Yeah, that was on the
Producers
show.
would have to calm her down.
If the guy,
But it wasn't a baby. It was like this confusing.
how about this? I would put up the picture of this baby. This baby looked dead ass white, and this guy was denying this child, and it ends up he's the father.
Isn't that crazy how genetics work, right?
Well, wait,
There's the best one though, right? Those the
twins.
Yes.
What was
Gotta
the
tell 'em about
twins?
this
Tell
one.
us about
This
that.
is the best.
This is
Woman comes on accusing a guy of being the father of her twins. I read the result. He's the father of one, but not the other.
Shut up, Maury.
Yes.
How does that work?
How does that work?
Fraternal twins, not identical twins.
I didn't know this was possible.
Yeah.
And yes,
She's been
my
very-
journalistic conclusion is that she was
very-
out here fucking.
very active.
Yeah, so like I said, we all saw Maury back in the day, but so the question is, Ronnie, do you think the show was kind of exploited, the Black community, because we see a lot of Black community on there?
Yeah, of course. Remember, it's easy for show business. It brought the ratings up. That's the best thing. People wanted to watch it the most when it was very dramatic, ratchet, and ghetto. People used to turn it into the Maury Show, especially when you are not the father. Majority of them was black couples. It was not that many white couples on the show. It only there were white couples on the show when it came to aspect of, like I'm afraid of snakes or something about cheating. But when it came to like DNA tests, majority of people tuned in because they knew it was gonna be a black woman and a black man getting into it. And the black man said, "Nah, that ain't my baby." Nah, you can tell. And they do the editing. You know how they do the promo and things like that. That's what got me hooked. Is through the promo. They did a good editing job to know how to reel you in. And the best way to reel you in with black drama works every time. Go ahead, Akeem. It works every time.
So I got an issue with the whole exploitation thing because the show been running for so many years and many people came on here. You know what you sign up for. A lot of these people were getting flown out. They was getting free dinners, free dates. You know what I mean? They was getting free fraternity testers. Remember, at this time, fraternity testers, DNA test was like $400 or $500, sometimes $600. So a lot of people could not afford these things unless you went through a court order and you still had to pay that back. Most people were on payment plans to pay back fraternity tests. So you sign up for your own exploitation. So I don't blame Maury. I blame the people who walked up on there. If you just would have handled your business outside, you wouldn't have had to put it on national television. For many people who went on Maury, Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake, all these shows where black people were looked at in a negative light, you sign up for your own degradation. I ain't going up on there. I'm gonna stay in the hood, and nobody ain't gonna know my business.
And the thing is, Hakeem, you have some of these women will like if they didn't know that their father was, they kept you on the show 3 to 4 or 5 times saying you are not the father. He is not the father. He is not the father. And but that for that reason, I just feel like was what I say most players be on the show like you the one that they called in the show. They like to that you come on the show and everything. So I do don't blame more. I do blame the people that keep going on the show and everything because after the like the commercial after they find out you are not the father and everything. Once that segment ends, you can see that the Maury show. If you want to call to find out who your baby daddy was, and that would be all right there and everything. You don't have to call, but they call up anyway, and that's why the show was so popular and everything. But that also the cheating and everything. So, you know, like I said, I didn't look as Maury was a part of it because he was just doing his job, and at the end, he did kind of want to work. Hey, even though you're not the father, you still can make it work this out and everything because we have two parents in the household. The child will be more better when it comes to life and everything. So. Yeah, it's just the people that kept calling, to be on the show because they want to be on show business. They didn't want a lot of people see them. That a lot of people from the hood see them say, "Hey, I made it on TV. Now what?" That's how I feel about it.
Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all code. We do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to everybody watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, X, TikTok. Bingo Live. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in on this Freestyle Friday. Like I always, shout out to legendary Eater Man, which is aka BGI, that was in the building. Chocolate Earth, shout out to you, sweetheart, was also in the building. Shout out to the beautiful and lovely Evelyn Perez was also in the building. Shout out to the 80 people right now is watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this Freestyle Friday. Guys, it's so very important. Go to KL Culture Radio description. In the description where you can find the KL Culture Radio merch. That's where we have the store. So y'all see the t-shirt, the hats, the coffee mug, you name it. It's all in the KL Culture Radio merch. It's pinned on top of the chat. It's also in the description below. Guys, you already know before we head up on out here, we got to listen to another single from Broadway Fat, Purpose Stranger, out now.
Check it. Check it. Excuse me, what your name is, lady? You looking fine? You shine like summertime. Baby, I want your time. I remember you from way back then. You look divine. If I had the power, I would turn back the hand of time. Let me introduce myself. Prince Hakeem. I know we strangers. Can I have please some of your time? Let's build a life together. Get married and have kids. Take trips overseas in the water playing with kids. I know I'm not your type, but I know I'm the right guy. We've been talking for a minute. You blushing, don't be shy. I don't bite, I'ma hold you throughout the night. We can sip white, let our walks take fly. Keep your mind open, I'm gonna write throughout your life. Like them words hit harder like hammers against the ice. I know you've been hurt before, it won't be tight. And I solemnly swear to love you throughout your life. I could picture you walking down the Albion.
There you have it, folks, guys.
Right.
Out now. Go ahead, copy yourself a copy.
Hey.
The link is in the community post. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Ron, you actually inspired that song.
Oh, I did? How the hell? I inspired out of a Perfect Stranger. Hell no. You know that's cap. It's in the description. It's in the description.
You gave me the inspiration.
Guys, so now the description is in the community post. So go ahead, guys. Copy yourself a copy. It's out now. And also, guys, so very important. Also, check out Prince Hakeem book, Raising Kings, also Black Love, that's out now. So, guys, make sure y'all enjoy your holiday weekend. Be safe out there. Spend time with your loved one. And remember, detox from the internet. Get yourself some space and go ahead and live life because life is passing you by. Thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio Freestyle Friday. We over and out.